Welcome, dear listener, to our exploration of a profound concept known as the mirror principle. This intriguing idea is one of the ultimate secrets that many seek to understand in their quest for personal growth and deeper spiritual understanding. The mirror principle suggests that the external world reflects, in many ways, our internal state and vice versa. Today, we will explore how this principle operates and how you can use it to enrich your life. Let's begin by considering what a mirror does. A mirror simply reflects back what is in front of it, without alteration or judgment. In a spiritual context, the world around us can be thought of as a giant mirror. It reflects back to us the contents of our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This reflection helps us to see ourselves more clearly, to understand our innermost nature. Now, consider for a moment how you react when you encounter challenges or difficulties in life. What emotions do they evoke in you? Often, our reactions to external circumstances can reveal hidden aspects of our inner selves. For instance, if you find yourself frequently upset by situations where you feel ignored or undervalued, it might reflect an internal belief about your own worth or significance. This is where the mirror principle becomes particularly insightful. It encourages us to look at our reactions as messages about what we believe at a deep level. Instead of dismissing these emotions or judging ourselves for them, we can view them as clues to our deeper beliefs that need attention. For practical application, let's consider a common scenario. You are in a conflict with someone. Instead of focusing solely on the other person's faults, which is often our first reaction, use the mirror principle. Ask, what is this situation reflecting about my own beliefs, fears, or desires? Perhaps it is showing you that you value harmony and are distressed by conflict, or maybe it reveals a fear of not being heard or respected. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. By shifting the focus from the external to the internal, you empower yourself to make changes from within. This doesn't mean the other person's behavior doesn't matter, but it emphasizes understanding and resolving your own emotional responses first. Now, let's consider the role of acceptance in the mirror principle. Acceptance means seeing things as they are, without trying to change them immediately. When we truly accept our reflection, whether in a literal mirror or in the metaphorical mirrors of our lives, we open the door to profound transformation. This acceptance involves acknowledging our flaws, our strengths, our fears, and our desires. Imagine you are looking into a real mirror. You notice a scar that you've always felt self-conscious about. Instead of turning away in distress, you could choose to explore the feelings and thoughts that arise. Why does this scar bother you? What does it say about your views on beauty, imperfection, or acceptance? By exploring these reflections, you can begin to heal not just your perception of the scar, but your perception of yourself. In everyday life, this practice can be extended to how we interact with others. Each person you meet can act as a mirror. Their actions and reactions towards you can reveal how you might be perceived by others, based on your own behavior and energy. This doesn't imply that all reactions from others are accurate reflections of who you are, but they can provide useful insights into how you are expressing yourself in the world. In this first part of our discussion, we have begun to uncover how the mirror principle operates and how it can serve as a tool for personal reflection and growth. By recognizing that our external experiences often reflect our internal state, we can start to take responsibility for our own lives and begin the process of transformation from the inside out. Let me leave you with a question to consider before we move on. How might your life change if you viewed every challenging situation as a reflection of something within yourself that could be addressed or healed? Having considered how the mirror principle reveals our internal states through our external experiences, let's deepen our understanding by exploring how this principle can guide us in our interactions with others and lead us towards greater self-awareness and compassion. One of the profound ways the mirror principle operates is through our relationships. Each person in our lives can be seen as a mirror, reflecting parts of ourselves back to us. Sometimes, these reflections can be flattering, at other times, challenging or even uncomfortable. But each provides us with a valuable opportunity to learn more about ourselves. Imagine a scenario where you find yourself repeatedly frustrated by a friend's behavior. Perhaps they are often late to appointments, and this irritates you immensely. According to the mirror principle, this frustration could reflect your own values and expectations about time, respect, or reliability. It might also indicate areas where you are particularly rigid or inflexible. By recognizing this, you are not excusing their lateness, but rather using the situation to explore your own reactions and perhaps discover areas where you might grow, such as developing patience or communicating your needs more clearly. This approach can transform how we handle conflicts and challenges. Instead of focusing solely on changing the other person or resenting them, we can turn our attention inward to understand what is being triggered in us. This doesn't just lead to personal growth, it can also enhance our relationships as it fosters a more compassionate and empathetic approach towards others. Now let's talk about how the mirror principle relates to empathy. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of another. When we see others as mirrors, we recognize that their emotions, too, can reflect something back to us about our own emotional state. For example, if a colleague's sadness evokes a strong emotional response in you, it might be mirroring your own unresolved sadness or your deep capacity for compassion. Additionally, the mirror principle can encourage us to consider how we influence the world around us. Each of us, through our thoughts, emotions, and actions, sends out ripples that affect the environment and people around us. If you often encounter hostility, could it be possible that you are, perhaps unconsciously, projecting an energy that feels hostile or defensive? By becoming more aware of the energy we emit, we can start to change our part in the interactions we have and, potentially, the kind of reactions we receive. For practical application, start by observing your interactions throughout the day. Notice moments when you feel strong emotions arise. Ask yourself, what is being mirrored to me right now? This simple question can open up a deeper level of self-reflection and awareness. Furthermore, adopting a daily practice of mindfulness can enhance your ability to see these mirrors clearly. Mindfulness helps us to stay present and aware, providing a clearer platform from which to observe the reflections of our inner world in our outer experiences. It helps us to respond rather than react, giving us the space to choose how we engage with the mirrors around us. As we explore these ideas, it's essential to remember that the mirror principle is not about blame or self-criticism. It's about opening up to a deeper level of truth and understanding about ourselves and our relationships. It's about using every experience as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Before moving on to the final part of our discussion, reflect on this. In what ways have you noticed your environment reflecting your internal state back to you? How have these reflections helped or hindered your personal growth? In this final segment of our exploration of the mirror principle, we will delve into how this concept can be applied to foster not only personal growth, but also contribute to our spiritual evolution. Understanding and utilizing this principle can lead us toward a more harmonious alignment with the universe and deepen our sense of connectedness with everything around us. Let's consider the spiritual implications of the mirror principle. Spiritually, this principle teaches us that everything and everyone is interconnected. Your personal reality is not separate from the world outside. Instead, it's deeply interwoven with the lives and realities of others. This understanding can profoundly affect how we view our place in the world and interact with it. When you begin to see the external world as a reflection of your internal world, you start to understand that changing your inner world can change your outer experiences. For example, if you cultivate peace, love, and understanding within yourself, you are more likely to encounter these qualities in the world around you. Conversely, if you hold on to anger, resentment, or judgment, you might find these energies reflected back at you in various forms. This perspective shifts how we approach spiritual practice. It becomes less about seeking external solutions and more about fostering internal qualities. Each external challenge presents itself as an opportunity to test and strengthen these qualities. Now let's explore the practical application of the mirror principle in our spiritual lives. One powerful practice is meditation. Meditation allows us to sit quietly with ourselves, offering a clear mirror to our thoughts and feelings. As we meditate, we might observe anger, joy, sadness, or peace reflecting back at us. Each observation offers insights into our deeper selves and provides clues on what we might work on spiritually. Another practice is the act of forgiveness, which is deeply connected to the mirror principle. Forgiveness involves releasing resentment against others, which often reflects our own inner harshness or unhealed wounds. By forgiving others, we essentially begin to heal ourselves. We let go of toxic emotions that cloud our spirit and embrace a lighter, more compassionate state of being. Consider also the role of gratitude in this context. When you practice gratitude, you focus on the positive aspects of your life, which often causes a shift in what you perceive in the world around you. You start noticing more things to be grateful for, and this positive reflection enhances your overall well-being and spiritual vibrancy. Let us now look at how this principle can help us handle life's more challenging reflections. Sometimes, what the world mirrors back to us can be difficult to accept. This might include facing our fears, acknowledging our mistakes, or dealing with grief. In such times, the mirror principle encourages us not to look away, but to face these reflections bravely. This is where true spiritual growth occurs, where we learn to embrace every aspect of our being, the light and the shadow, with compassion and understanding. Lastly, let's consider the transformative power of love within the mirror principle. Love, in its truest form, is a state of being that sees beyond the surface and connects deeply with the essence of others. When you operate from a place of unconditional love, you elevate your energy and the energy of those around you. The world, in turn, reflects this love back to you in various forms. As we conclude our exploration of the mirror principle, I encourage you to reflect on how this concept might continue to influence your journey. Remember, every person you meet, every challenge you face, is a mirror showing you a part of yourself. Embrace these reflections, learn from them, and allow them to guide you toward greater wisdom and compassion. Now that we have journeyed through the depths of the mirror principle together, consider how you might integrate these insights into your daily life. How will you respond differently to the mirrors presented to you each day? Thank you for sharing this time with me. May your path be filled with enlightening reflections, guiding you ever closer to your truest self.